I'm going to be honest with you. Whether or not this whole Switch 2 2025 delay thing ends up being true, or ends up being false, or ends up being somewhere in between, I am so majorly annoyed by all of it, and I haven't felt this, just frustrated by all of this in years. I don't know. I don't like the decisions that the industry makes, and I find it to be just bothersome. But I'm going to put that aside and focus on the good stuff that is coming out today. So good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. If you're feeling frustrated, it's A-okay. Sometimes I don't let myself be frustrated, but it's a human emotion. It's inevitable. We're going to deal with it, and we're going to move on, and we're going to be A-okay in the long run. Just like Nintendo Directs, which are back on the table. Forget everything you know about Nintendo Switch 2. Let's focus on the current console and the Direct that is happening next week, because Pyoro, the legendary bird that squawked, has come in and said, Act 2 Rebirth, we've got a partner showcase coming back next week. Now, this has been heavily debated, debacled, and just all around destroyed, because first it was supposed to happen on the 15th, then it didn't happen, then maybe it was delayed, then Xbox had their podcast, then Jeff Grubb said just like when the Queen died, Nintendo pushed it, and now Pyoro says it's happening next week. So the leakers, were they right? Were they wrong? I don't even know at this point. I don't even care at this point. All I know is I do trust Pyoro because he's been 100% right. And he hasn't posted articles saying that there was a Switch Pro in 2021, or that Nintendo didn't have any other first-party games after Tears of the Kingdom last year, when then Mario Wonder came out literally 3 months later. Regardless, Pyoro is pretty darn spot on, and he says there will be a partner showcase next week, and he's confirmed to one reply that Penny's Big Breakaway will be there. That is a game that we highly suspected would be a surprise drop at this partner showcase, and it does also really feel like some of the Xbox games discussed yesterday will also be there. That would be some pair or trio or solo of Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, and Grounded. Most likely Hi-Fi Rush, potentially Pentiment as well. So we're going to have some cool games, but Pyoro also says he's not very excited for it. Now, we don't really know Piero's personal taste or what this indicates, if he's just talking about there's no huge major game, or if he thinks the entire presentation really does suck, but he seems to indicate that he doesn't think it's going to be that great of a show. At this point, should we expect anything else? I don't know why things have gotten so messy so quick. We went from having a February Direct that could house a lot of exciting announcements and a lot of exciting things to a partner showcase to nothing, to back to a partner showcase, to a partner showcase that is potentially not very interesting whatsoever. I have no clue what Nintendo's doing, and if you believe in the delay rumors for Switch 2, I can't understand why they don't just have a regular Direct. And if you don't believe in those rumors, then I fully understand why they have a partner showcase, but then I can't understand why the rumors about the Switch 2 delay are even happening. Maybe this is all Nintendo's way of just feeding bad information into the pipelines to poison the wells of every insider, so in the future, we don't know who to trust, we don't know who to believe, and Nintendo can just reveal things themselves. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But it does 100% seem like there will be a 99%. I'm no longer 100% sure about anything to do with video games. I'm now 99% sure that Pyoro is right, and there will be a partner showcase next week. What do I think will be there? I don't even know. It feels so strange now. The calendar seems so barren. Everybody seems to be facing difficulties that I don't understand how they didn't avoid. We're 4 years in to the Xbox and PlayStation console life cycles, and Xbox still can't figure out how to release major games. Sony claims they have no major titles for this year, and their most lauded developer, their most award-winning developer, Naughty Dog, still hasn't announced a project. Nintendo apparently is delaying a console. They don't really have much going on. They're not doing a Direct like they always do, a general release. How is the planning so poorly? How is the lineup so murky and messy, and how did we not do this? How did Xbox not know that having games at the start of your new console that cost $500 would be a good idea? How are they not planning for this 7 years in advance? How are they still redoing games? How are we in such a weird predicament in so many places in the video game industry, and it's not even like it's working? Because if it was all working great and everybody was happy and there were plentiful jobs and no layoffs and no cuts, okay, what do I know? But it's not working, and it's frustrating. What the heck? Anyhow, I will cover the partner showcase. I will wipe this frustration away, and I'm sure there will be some interesting games. It's not all doom and gloom. There could be Hollow Knight Silksong discussed at this partner showcase. Even just Penny's Big Breakaway and Hi-Fi Rush, if they're both shadow dropped, would be a cool day. And who knows, maybe there's some other interesting games from Capcom or EA, or who knows who else could be there. Maybe there's a new Warriors game that does involve a Nintendo IP. We've seen Mario plus Rabbids and Age of Calamity appear at partners. Lots of good things could be there. It could still be great. At least we know that Sakurai is done with Smash Bros. Ultimate, and we don't have to worry about any more talk of a new fighter pass. Sakurai said development on Smash Bros. Is now done with the Sora amiibo out there, and they posted a thing like, finally, all fighters are now represented by amiibo, which to me tells me that they've shut the book completely. Many of you probably believe that they already did long ago, but there were lingering rumors about new Smash Bros. Content. It was just spirit boards. The game is complete. The fighters are complete. The amiibo are complete. And now I'll be interested to see, like, do amiibo take a significant role for Nintendo going forward? Like, they were a major part of the last generation. I would say they're a medium part of this generation, and I wonder if they're going to be a non-part of the next generation. Nintendo has clearly slowed down their amiibo emphasis, but yet they still produce them for majority of their major titles. Will they continue to do so because it's just like a toy market that they can continue to sell to a wide range of gaming fans and non-gaming fans? Will they continue to make them because they think it's fun? Or will they stop because it's not selling like it used to? They didn't really ever find like the most amazing usages for these amiibo, and people seem to have just kind of grown tired. It's not as exciting of an announcement as it was back in the day when, like, oh my gosh, this is the first Captain Falcon amiibo. I think there's still only one Captain Falcon amiibo. Maybe for F-Zero, Nintendo Switch version one day, someday. I bet Nintendo does continue with amiibo, even if it's in a reduced capacity. Why kill a business model, and why kill a line of toys that are fun, do definitely spread your brand, and are probably still profitable in a very big way for Nintendo, especially with their continued push into multimedia. You can sell these things to movie fans, theme park fans, comic book fans, I don't know. Anybody can buy a Mario amiibo, anybody can buy a Zelda amiibo. There's enough awareness of the IP and the brand and the characters that those can be successful even if they're not super smartly integrated into the video games from which they originate. Let's talk Jeff Grubb, because Jeff Grubb is the one who said yesterday, he came forward that the Nintendo Direct has been delayed, it's true, it's real, and hey, it looks like he was spot on. Jeff Grubb, interestingly, has not said anything about his sources talking about a Switch 2 delay. Maybe he's the one that's right here, and everybody else is kind of off. Nobody else said the Nintendo Direct was delayed. Jeff Grubb said the Nintendo Direct was delayed, so should he be the most trustworthy source? Interestingly enough, he says that he has old information that there was intended to be a Metroid Prime 4 blowout in May of this year. Now, he does really give the caveat that this is old information. It's not recent. Therefore, plans could change. Things could absolutely have shifted. But initially, it seems like Metroid Prime 4 was supposed to have some big sort of presentation and reveal in May. Now, this could all tie to Directs. This could all tie to Switch 2. It could tie to so many things, and there's so many reasons why it could have shifted. And we also know Jeff Grubb is going to be careful around Metroid things after his Prime Remastered debacle, and of course after his Zelda Twilight Princess and Wind Waker debacles. But I did find it interesting because he was so spot on about this partner showcase still happening and still coming, if we are to believe Pioro, which I think you absolutely can. The dude has a 100% success rate, and out of everybody we've ever talked about, he is the only one with a 100% success rate. So when people align with what Pioro ends up saying, I tend to think that they're on the right track. Pioro has not said anything about a Switch 2 delay or anything about Switch 2 really whatsoever. I'd be very curious if he does at some point, but I don't think that's the nature of his sources. It's been highly speculated that Pioro has access or knows someone who has access to Nintendo's like YouTube backend, and so he's able to like kind of figure things out based on their posting, their private videos, what they're uploading, etc. Or maybe he has some other sort of different type of connect that is heavily invested in the marketing side of things that would tie into the directs and what materials they're prepping to send out and what materials they're prepping to sort of spread, so he would know what games are going to be featured and or announced. He hasn't really talked about hardware, and it doesn't seem like he really has maybe many sources in that area, in that genre of leaks. But yeah, I understand if you feel annoyed, frustrated, disappointed by this Switch stuff. I understand if you feel like, oh, we just should totally wait until Nintendo says it themselves, but it's part of the journey. And look, like, these journalists are wrong sometimes, YouTubers are wrong sometimes, but I will reiterate that I don't have my own sources. I am merely conveying the information that other sources are providing and that other sources are saying and that other journalists are reporting on. Therefore, I really don't feel like I was wrong about this. Well, one, because we don't even know what the facts are yet, but two, because it's never been my information. I don't know anyone that says when the Switch 2 is coming out. I don't know anyone that says when a direct is happening. I don't have those kinds of sources. There's, you could play Mario vs. Donkey Kong today. You could probably play something from your backlog. This just makes me wish that Nintendo had never stopped Animal Crossing DLC. I don't know why they abandoned that game so early. I feel like there's just so many weird decisions made in the gaming world that end up not being good decisions, and they're very telegraphed as not good decisions. And like, obviously we could wave our hands and say they're not good decisions, and then these companies wonder why they have to, make cuts and things are going poorly. It's like, I think we just need a shakeup. I think we need a shakeup of who's in charge, and I think that the gaming industry would benefit tremendously from a totally new way of thinking and a totally new way of operating, and maybe a totally new group of people that are making the decisions. All right, so let's hang in there. Let's figure it out, and I'll let you know what people say, and we'll just try to piece the puzzle together and figure it out as we go, assessing the credibility, the validity, and the actual factual information provided by all these different sources as we try to figure out what the heck Nintendo is doing for this year in terms of games, presentations, and console or not, reveal or not. Who knows? Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. If you're frustrated, though, it's okay too. Until next time, SwitchForce out.